they put a different bill there that was much larger. They swapped it out. They eliminated what was called the enactment clause, put a new bill in front of the Congress, which no one read except maybe some staff. I spent about an hour and a half at the clerk's desk riffling through the bill, reading as fast as I could. And what I found out is it expanded government's powers in an extraordinary way. It gave government the ability to spy on people, to look at their bank records, their health records, their education records, their library. I mean, some of this has been amended out. But the core thing was that the Patriot Act set the government against the people. And so I voted against it because I read it. And most members didn't. But many voted for it because it's the Patriot Act, so you should salute it. No, to me, what I learned after 9/11 is that our government lied to us. And I knew that. But by the way, Ian, right after 9/11, I saw the case that the Bush administration was making to go to war in Iraq. And I spent endless hours deconstructing the case. And what I found out is that they were lying about Iraq, that Iraq had nothing to do with 9/11, despite the fact they claimed that it did nothing to do with al-Qaeda's role in 9/11, didn't have the intention or capability of attacking the United States, had nothing to do with the anthrax attack, yet a case was made to attack Iraq, and we proceeded to prosecute a war that cost the lives of almost 5,000 U.S. men and servicemen and women, cost our country anywhere, close to $5 trillion for the war alone, cost the lives of over 1 million innocent Iraqis, and contributed to a national debt that added maybe with all the other wars since then, about $8 trillion to a $34 trillion now national debt. This thing was a triple canopy disaster. The government lied about everything, and the Patriot Act was put forward as a means of trying to control the population, to reach government even deeper into people's lives. And what we see today, this hasn't ended. Yes, today, FISA, which is another riff on government reaching into people's lives, spying on Americans, Congress defeated an amendment that would have required a warrant to be able to spy on Americans.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. Serge is here too. Give it to me, buddy.
Yeah, I'm here too. Pleasure to meet you guys. Good to see you, George, I should say. Let's get into it.
Well, so this is the big story from NBC News. House votes to renew FISA spying tool after earlier Republican revolt. Prior to passage, the House failed to adopt a bipartisan amendment to curtail warrantless surveillance inside the U.S. Section 702 of the law expires on April 19th unless it's renewed. So what does this mean for your everyday American?
What it means is that government, just for an FBI agent, claiming there's a reason important to the country, can file a national security letter and go in and find out what people are doing. And to say that it's never political, it's not going to be abused, that's baloney. The FISA should have been taken down. This law, we already had the tools through the Central Intelligence Agency to determine if somebody's doing something to try to hurt our country. And unfortunately, the CIA often misinterprets that in order to justify starting wars. However, FISA has permitted our government to be able to reach very deeply into people's personal conduct. And this bill, look, right now the government can track your internet searches. The government can flag individual conduct. This, to me, that is a nightmare. That is not what a democracy is supposed to be about, small d. It is anathema to the very principle of freedom that we believe we have as Americans, to have the government equipped and a law that enables them to spy on Americans without a warrant. That's the point. They can do it without, before, if you want to go and find out what people are talking about on their phone or any other form of communication, you have to go to court. You don't have to do that now under FISA. So, Congress rejected the Biggs Amendment that would have required a warrant to be able to follow the personal conduct of people. To me, it is a violation of the Fourth Amendment, which prohibits unreasonable search and seizure. It is also a violation of right to privacy.